In the heart of the mighty Persian Empire, King Xerxes threw a feast that lasted for days, a spectacle of wealth and power. In a drunken haze, he commanded his queen, Vashti, to be paraded before his guests. But Vashti, with a quiet strength that would echo through history, refused. She would not be a trophy. Enraged, the king stripped her of her crown, setting in motion a search for a new queen, a search that would change the destiny of an entire people. From across the land, the most beautiful young women were brought to the palace. Among them was a young Jewish orphan named Hadassah, known to us as Esther. Raised by her wise cousin Mordecai, she carried a secret within the palace walls, her Jewish heritage. Esther's gentle spirit and kindness won the hearts of all who met her, and when she was brought before King Xerxes, he was captivated. He placed the royal crown upon her head, and Esther, the orphan, became the queen of Persia, unaware of the divine purpose for her new position. Meanwhile, a man named Haman rose to power, becoming the king's most trusted advisor. Puffed up with pride, he demanded that all bow before him. But one man refused. Mordecai, firm in his faith, would bow to no one but his God. This act of defiance ignited a fire of hatred in Haman. Wounded pride festered into a monstrous plan, not just to destroy Mordecai, but to annihilate every Jewish man, woman, and child in the empire. Haman poisoned the king's ear with lies, convincing him to sign a decree of death. The king, unsuspecting, gave Haman his own signet ring, sealing the fate of an entire nation. Couriers on swift horses galloped out from the palace, carrying the terrifying news to every corner of the vast empire. A wave of despair washed over the Jewish people. In every city, there was weeping and mourning, sackcloth and ashes. At the palace gate, Mordecai tore his clothes, his heart breaking for his people. When word reached Queen Esther, she was horrified. She sent new clothes to Mordecai, but he refused them, sending back a copy of the death decree instead. He urged her to go before the king to plead for their lives. But Esther was terrified. To approach the king uninvited was a death sentence. Yet, Mordecai's powerful words cut through her fear. And who knows but that you have come to your royal position for such a time as this? In that moment, everything changed. Esther's fear gave way to courage. If I perish, she declared, resolving to risk her life for her people. She fasted and prayed, then dressed in her most splendid royal robes and walked, heart pounding, into the king's inner court. The court fell silent. All eyes were on her. The king, seeing her, felt his anger melt away. He extended his golden scepter, a sign of mercy, a sign of life. "What is it, Queen Esther?" He asked. "What is your request?" Instead of revealing her plea, she made a simple, strategic request. "If it pleases the king, let the king and Haman come today to a banquet I have prepared for him." Haman was ecstatic, preening with pride as he walked alongside the king. But his joy turned to ash when he saw Mordecai still unbowed at the gate. Consumed by rage, he went home and, on the advice of his wife, built a massive gallows, intending to hang Mordecai the very next day. That same night, a restless King Xerxes couldn't sleep. He called for the royal chronicles to be read aloud. As the scribe read, the king was reminded of a forgotten event. Mordecai had once uncovered a plot to assassinate him, saving his life. "What honor or recognition has Mordecai received for this?" the king asked. "Nothing has been done for him," came the reply. Just then, Haman arrived at the court, eager to ask permission to hang Mordecai. Before he could speak, the king asked him, "What should be done for the man the king delights to honor?" Haman, certain the king meant him, described a lavish public ceremony, royal robes, the king's own horse, a parade through the city. "Excellent," the king declared. "Go at once and do all that you have suggested for Mordecai the Jew." Haman's world crumbled. In utter humiliation, he was forced to lead his mortal enemy through the streets. Later, at Esther's second banquet, the king, feeling generous, asked her again, "What is your petition?" "It shall be granted to you." This was the moment. Taking a deep breath, her voice trembling but firm, Esther spoke. "If I have found favor in your sight, O king, and if it pleases the king, let my life be given me at my petition and my people at my request." The king was stunned. "Who is he? And where is he who would dare to do this?" Esther raised her hand and pointed directly at the man beside him. "The adversary and enemy is this wicked Haman." Terror seized Haman. The king, realizing he had been tricked into ordering the murder of his own queen, stormed out in a rage. When he returned, Haman was condemned. The very gallows he had built for Mordecai became his own end. But the danger was not over. The evil decree still stood. Esther fell at the king's feet once more, weeping and pleaded for him to reverse the order. The king, moved by her love for her people, gave his signet ring to Mordecai. A new decree was written and sent speeding across the empire, empowering the Jews to defend themselves against their enemies. Sorrow turned to celebration. On the day appointed for their destruction, the Jewish people stood together and fought for their lives. And they were victorious. In celebration of this miraculous deliverance, Esther and Mordecai established the festival of Purim, a time of feasting and joy, of remembering how God turned their mourning into dancing. The story of Esther is a powerful reminder that sometimes the most ordinary people are placed in extraordinary circumstances for a divine purpose. It's a story of courage, faith, and the incredible truth that one person, in the right place at the right time, can change the course of history. Thank you so much for joining me on this incredible journey today. If this story moved you, please hit that like button and subscribe for more stories of faith and courage. We'll see you in the next video.